Hey guys, what's up? It's Surviving here, and just to get the elephant out of the room, as you can see, no Survivor background in the video. It's probably Call of Duty or something like that. That is because this is just a commentary video, a commentary on Survivor, and my opinions on this new recent kind of political thing, or at least wokeness, whatever you want to call it, that Survivor that has been taking. And I'll say, like, they've been taking these steps for, like, I think a year or two at this point. And I'm just going to give my opinions on it and why I think this all just needs to stop. And let's go back to our regular scheduled Survivor. So for the past couple, I think, years now, Survivor's been trying to, like, make their show a little bit more woke. I think we've seen it with stuff like, talking about Me Too and stuff like that at Tribal Council and Island of the Idols. The whole dance situation was really bad for the show. And I mean, like, we also had, like, Kelly and stuff like that. Players like her, whatever, going off about female alliances and why you don't need to be afraid of them or whatever. In Survivor, especially this season, as we can see, definitely is leaning into that. I mean, let's just get the obvious one out of the way, the whole guy situation. So if you guys don't know, Jeff Probst, the host of the show, but at this point he's also one of the main producers. First question he really asked the players right when we got there, in Survivor 41, right when they got on the boat, is, do you want to keep guys? And everyone proceeded to say yes. Even Evie Jagoda, who, if you guys don't know, I'm very sure considers herself a non-binary female, says that guys is okay in a gender-neutral term. So I was like, oh, that's great. Even the non-binary or whatever female thinks that it's good. And I think guys is good too. I think guys is a very gender-neutral term as well, whatever. And then the next, day, Ricard, who I might add is a guy, says that he doesn't want to keep the word guys. I'm like, just how typical is that? The guy makes the female's decisions, right? How fun's that? So, yeah. And, Survivor's all about votes. And, for the most part, majority votes wins. Ricard is literally the only person on the cast that had a problem with it. So we're just going to, do it just because one person thinks that it's, it should be a certain way. No, that's not how you do stuff, okay? If you think, if you're trying to, make something for every single person, that's just not how it is. Nothing's like for every single person or whatever. I really don't think that they needed to change. And, it's not that I have a problem that they changed, come on in, guys. It's really, at the end of the day, not that important. The main problem for me is that the producers, or not the producers, but the Ricard felt like it was a problem in the first place, because I don't think the producers thought it was a problem. I think they just wanted this to appear woke. I really do. But it was the fact that this was brought up as a problem in the first place, okay? Saying the word guys is not a problem, okay? It is not a big deal, okay? And people were like, oh, well, it's not a big deal that gets taken out. No, at the end of the day, it really isn't. But it is kind of a big deal when you're saying that guys is too inclusive for people. And, that's a whole other can of worms or whatever. But, yeah. And then, I think 41 was pretty good. And with it not being, woke or whatever for at least, the next couple of rounds. And then, we got to the merge where, there was, whatever. I mean, Chantel, Liana, Deshawn, and Danny were trying to make basically the Cookout 2.0 on Survivor, an all-black alliance. And, I mean, this is just fundamentally flawed. I mean, it just makes the white players in the game, in my opinion, at an extreme unfair advantage. Because if they want to, stop this alliance, what do they got to do? They got to rope in basically all the white people and get them to vote out the black people or whatever. And it just creates race wars on Survivor, which is just really ugly. And I think we saw why that's super ugly in Survivor 13 Cook Islands. That race wars just isn't good for the show. Because for the most part, Survivor 13 Cook Islands isn't really a fondly looked upon season. I know there's a couple of people out there that like it, but I don't think it's a really, by the community at least, a fondly looked upon season. And that's because race had a lot to do with it. And I don't feel like people want to just talk about race and stuff like that. And just it's uncomfortable to watch on TV. You want to watch Survivor to escape all that, not to see it. And that if a white alliance was made, that wouldn't fly, okay? If an Asian alliance was made, it'd be fine. Okay, if a Hispanic alliance was made, it'd be fine. But it's a white alliance that gets made, and that's the problem. The problem is that it is not okay for one race to have an alliance, which is like really dumb. I don't think there should be, alliances based on racial to divide anyway. I just feel like that's bad gameplay, honestly. And moreover, the whole idea of a black alliance is in itself is racist. If your one goal is to get your race to the end of the game and vote out and everyone else of a different race, that's literally racism. I don't know how people cannot see that is literally racism, but who cares what I say, right? It just makes too much sense, right? Yeah. Next, we got to go over to the players, and a kind of like problem that I've been having with some of these players recently is that it seems like Survivor's casting a lot of like just woke people now on Survivor, which is okay, but I feel like, in a YouTuber named the Bitter Juror brought this up, is that, diversity of thought is so much more important than diversity of race, in my opinion. Basically all the winners, or not all the winners, but all the players of recent memory were like backing up the guys thing, and maybe that's just for social points on Twitter, I don't know. But we got people like Chantel, this is a really good one. So basically, Jessica Lewis from Survivor 33, probably one of the most unproblematic people to ever play Survivor, right? Like, a very nice woman, wouldn't mean no harm. Posts a picture, it's like the faces of the tribal council, of the merged tribal council, and it's the 4 people on the bottom, okay? It's Evie, Xander, Tiffany, and Sydney. And Chantel goes on and replies with this tweet, "Damn, only white faces." See, this is the type of stuff, like, this isn't, like, fun, okay? Like, why would you say this? This is really making a problem out of nothing. There was no problem with this picture. Oh, but there's no black people in it, so it's racist or something like that. It's this dumb victimhood mentality or whatever. It's dumb, it's stupid. And, like, I really shouldn't even be having to talk about this tweet, and it's really dumb that I have to anyway. Like, there's no point of this tweet that Chantel did. I really didn't have any problems with Chantel, so I don't get why she said this. It's really stupid in my opinion. And here's another gem of a tweet. It's from Liana saying, "Newsflash: reverse racism doesn't exist." So basically, she's saying that yeah, black people can just be racist towards white people, and it isn't racism. She's right. It isn't reverse racism. It's just racism. Like, this is dumb. I don't know why I'm talking about the freaking Survivor people's Twitter, okay, at this point, but, like, I just feel like, with all these people, like, having all the same mindset, it's like, if everyone has the same mindset, that's not fun. They did this whole, racial diversity thing or whatever, which I think I would rather there not be that, because if you're casting people just for their race, that's literally racism. Because let's say there's a white person that's going to be on the cast, but they can't get on the cast because they're white. That's racism. It's easy as that, okay? But even without that, like the Bitter Juror pointed out, is that it's that diversity of thought is so much better. Because if you have, like, everyone, let's say you have, like, this cast, right? Half racially diverse, half white or whatever. But if they all think the same, it's not going to, like, really be that different. But we have people that, like, think differently. I'm not talking about, like, have racist people on the cast, all right? But, like, if you have diversity of thought, it's going to be so much more interesting. At least that's what I think. And, like, people will also like to point out nowadays that Survivor's sexist or whatever because there's been a lot of male winners. But what people forget to realize is that there's females on the jury, okay? Females voted for those males to win. And let's look at the past couple seasons, okay? Winners at war. Who would you vote for in that situation? Tony, the clear, like, did everything that season, clearly. Natalie, who was the first person voted out and got back in 5th, all right? Got back, like, in the final 5. Or Michelle, who really never made a move the entire game. You vote for Tony, 39. Dean, Tommy, Nora. There's no way you can, like, sit there and be like, oh yeah, I'd vote for Nora over Dean and Tommy, okay? Let's go to 38. Chris, Julie, and Gavin. Okay, even if you didn't vote for Chris, you still vote for Gavin over Julie. She did nothing the entire game. You get what I'm getting at, okay? Just because a woman doesn't win a final tribal council, it's not that, like, Survivor's sexist or anything like that. I mean, going back to the very first season, Survivor's a very inclusive show. The first ever winner was a gay man. The second ever winner was a woman, an old woman at that too. I mean, and the first ever black winner dates all the way back to like season 4, still super early in the seasons. Okay, so it's not like Survivor's racist. Okay, it's not like Survivor's sexist. I feel like people just want to always play the victim card or whatever and blame this, blame that or whatever, not take their own accountability. That's what I think it is, really. Now, I'm still going to watch Survivor. I love Survivor. I love the show. I'm going to continue to watch it. No matter how bad it is. I love Survivors. No matter how bad it is, I'm going to continue watching it. But I would just really prefer Survivor doesn't try to just be woke for the sake of being woke. Because there's a lot of shows that I can name that were really good that just got woke for being the sake of woke. And it just really went downhill after them for those shows. Well, anyway, guys, hope you guys just kind of enjoyed this, like, more like real video, just me talking about all this BS that's happening on Survivor. If you want to hear other videos like this, you can check out the Russell HANTZ. He has a bunch of videos like this. You can check out the Bitter Juror, and you can check out Survivor Spencer. Anyway, guys, hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and thank you guys for watching.